going live. I don't know what's going on here. I want to record the stream locally on my computer. It does not work because I'm apparently out of video memory on my GPU. I don't know. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. The important thing is that the stream works. So what are we doing today is going to be our vision. So last time we worked on the vision range. So let's refresh our current status. Let's take a look what's going on here. So I'll create a game here and I will join this game with some other fella here. So let's join game and all right. Yeah, something's definitely slowing down my system horribly. Jesus. Alright, I think I'll have to reboot, but let's take a look at first. What is exactly... Oh, okay, this is horribly bad. So the thing is, we have the vision range, so I can move far enough, the other character will be out of vision, and what I want to make sure to make work is that when I'm behind these walls and the other guy is also behind these walls, we should not see each other through walls. So that's going to be today's mission, but I will have to reboot my computer because this is unbearably slow here and I'm apparently out of video memory. So I'll see you in a minute. What was I looking for is raycast something. Raycast 2D. Yes, this is what we're going to implement here. The raycast 2D. And I guess let's try to work here. I might need to update my NVIDIA drivers or something. At least that's what OBS is telling me, but I don't know what's going on. Hey, RudeBSD, welcome to the chat. Long time no see. Just dropped by to say hi, hope you are doing well. Well, I'm doing fine. I hope you are doing well too. It's I saw you just published a new video recently about the new OpenBSD version, or at least I saw it on YouTube just before I started streaming. Maybe you published it earlier. So what was I trying to do here? Open the character.tscn. So what we need is the raycast 2D, which we will be using to find our to find the other players, I guess, and well, not just the other players, but everything that's between us, and that will work. We can hide the players who are behind those kind of obstacles. The game is going along nicely. Oh yeah, it's coming along slowly. It's coming along slowly. And I'm mired in technical difficulties. So, what should I name this? This should be obstacle finder. So we'll have this obstacle finder on our character, and let's give it a name here. Obstacle finder, and this will be the obstacle finder. That's kind of straightforward here. And for this to work, this obstacle finder will have to have a collision mask, and of course we don't want this to find players collide or items collide or task collide or anything. We want ability range, item pickup, task activate, placeholder for UI. Okay, so we have all these bit masks here, and I want to use a new one for the obstacle finder, and this will be implemented in a way that is well, I will rename it. So we will add the collision mask to the obstacles, which should cover the vision. So that will be we cannot just use it with the similar collision masks, because we want to use collisions on objects like chairs and the desks, but the desks and chairs would not obstruct our view. So we need a separate bit mask for that, and that's in project settings and rendering. No. Physics 2D, I don't think so. I think it's, yeah, layer name somewhere around here. Yeah, and we need to use, so as far as I know, and I used this before, but it's been a long time ago. So, as far as I know, this raycast will need, raycast can configure to report collisions with area 2Ds and or physics body 2Ds. So it's working with the physics collisions and not the what is it? The light occluders, because we already have light occluders. So you can see that those are going to be in 2D render, and we like these are kind of different layers of what we want to see. And you can see that characters will be hidden outside of the vision range, but not the background objects. But that's something different, because this raycasting will use the physics layers. So maybe I will put it, maybe I should put it in like layer 16 or something. Vision occluder. So it's called vision occluder, and so the obstacle finder will activate the vision occluder, and we will also have to do this for the things we want to occlude the vision, I guess, and therefore that we will do that in our camlab map. So in the camlab.tscn we want to work with the tile set here. So let's edit our tile set. How did we edit the tile set? Tile map. Fix invalid tiles. How was the tile set editor? Paint tile? No. Bucket? No. This is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for tile set. Yeah, this one. Alright, it's been only 2 weeks ago and I already forgot how this works. So here we want to edit. Yeah. So last time we put on the occlusions. You can see like these will occlude the vision. And now we want these kind of, would be nice if these things would always show up, not just when I'm clicking on them. This is kind of the problem, is that collision collision and occlusion. So let me think about this a little. I mean, last time I was told that I shouldn't think, I just do and see the result. But masking light, I put the light also at the origin here, just like the obstacle finder. Oh, something's happening on Mastodon. Thank you for... Oh, RootBSD shared my post on Mastodon about this stream. Thank you very much. All right. So I don't really know how to turn on these sound notifications, and I don't really care, so sorry for the interruptions. Okay, so the problem is that once we are like floor and walls, so walls, the problem is that for the light occluder we can activate the masks, and also for the collisions we can activate the masks. So I guess that kind of makes sense. So what we do is we just put these on the vision occluder layer, I guess, and then it should interact with our obstacle finder here. We'll see, we'll test this out and we'll see how it works. So what we need to do is that we actually need to cast rays from our player to other players, and also hide the other players if they cannot be seen. And so what I'm thinking about at the moment is that currently we don't really have like the server side things to do this, so we are handling the players and players seeing each other on a client side, but I want to implement this in a way that it will make it easier to switch for the server side. So what I'm thinking about is that when the server sees that two players cannot see each other, or one player cannot see another player, in that case the server should just simply I guess not share the coordinates with each other, and just tell the client to hide the other player and not tell its coordinates. So I want to implement this in a way that will be easier to change that, because I'm not going to implement the server side authority for that at the moment. So I want to work with the characters auto load here, and maybe we should close everything else, because it will just get very confusing very soon. And basically we can just put it characters. No, I think it would be actually, if I'm thinking about it even more, it would be better. This is game, so this is one more thing to put on the game dot on the game. No, isn't it? Let's take a look at our game.tscm. So game, our game script is horrendously long, but it already has a process variable, and this is already the thing that handles my character's movement. This is kind of interesting that this is in process and not in physics process, but someone smarter than me will have to figure this out if it makes any sense. So the other option I was considering is the players, or characters other autoload, and the characters autoload handles character resources, character keys, character customizations, but it also has update character position. Which is kind of weird. Why do we have an update character position here? CDSRC and RG update character position. So we are calling it from connections.gd. Okay. I guess that makes some kind of sense. But this one does not have a process yet, and yeah, I'm kind of concerned about this just being a process, I guess. My character resource is null. In that case, it's a dedicated server, I guess. Okay, so this is going to be the movement. So let's put character movement here. And what I want to do before the character movement, of course, is visibility of other players. So how do we do it? And for that, we'll go on the internet tutorials, raycasting, because I did this once and I just checked it before starting the stream. How did I do it before? But it was kind of complicated. Raycast query, so we will have to, yeah, this is not what I'm looking for. Collision exceptions. I don't want to work with the direct space something. So what am I actually doing here? Let's go back to, so this obstacle finder is a raycast 2D, that's fine. Raycast 2D can be configured to report collision with area 2Ds. Okay, Raycast 2D calculates intersection every physics frame, and the result is cached, so it can be used later until the next frame. If multiple queries are required between physics frames or during the same frame, use force raycast update, adjusting the raycast, which is fine enough. So we will be using the force raycast updates, for example, most likely. And maybe this is why this should be in a physics process, not in regular process. Okay, let's do this in physics process. Can we have both process and physics process functions? So process can call during the processing step of the main loop. Processing happens at every frame and as fast as possible, so the delta time. Okay, it's only called if processing is enabled, which is done automatically if this method is overridden. What corresponds? Physics process called during the physics processing step of the main loop. Physics processing means that the frame rate is synced to the physics, so the delta variable should be constant. Delta is in seconds. It's only called if physics processing is enabled. Okay, so should I use process or physics process here? This is very strange that we use the process for getting movement input and moving our characters, but well, we use the delta. Okay, I don't know. We'll have to think about this later, but the raycast, does it happen every time in the physics processing? Yeah, every physics frame. So that should be in physics process, and maybe everything else here should be in physics process. Physics process delta is a float, and this returns nothing. So here we're just going to do this very same thing, because I guess if not playing we don't need to do anything. And now let's the raycasting begin. Cast rays to every player from the main player. And for that, well, I guess we can get a variable for variable my character node, which will be kinematic body 2D. then my character resource dot get character node. And I'm not sure if this can ever return nothing, so I will assert here. Our node is not null. How do I do assertions in Godot? I never know. Yeah, in Godot I need to put these in the brackets, I guess. Unlike in Python, where we don't do that. Okay, so I mean, this will result in what is it, an exception anyways if I try to access something on the null. So my character node, well, I guess it is possible to have no character node, but I want to know, so maybe I should not do assert, just do if and print debug. And we will return here, so this will, in the worst case scenario, will just flood my output. So my character node dot, what did I name this? Obstacle finder dot, and we will cast. Okay, so first of all we need to go through every other character, so for other character in characters dot get character resources and what we'll do here is if other character equals my character resource, then continue. And in any other case, what we'll do is obstacle finder. Oh, we need to get the other character node too, so var other character node, and then the other character node will be other character dot get character node. Okay, so once we did that, we need the obstacle finder, which what is the correct method for that? Get collider, get collision point, set collision mask bit. Cast 2, that's what we need. We need a vector cast 2. Where is cast 2? Oh, here. What? It's a property? That's interesting. Why is it a property? I thought it should be... Okay. Anyways, the ray is destination point relative to the raycast's position. Relative to the raycast position? Really? That's interesting. Through collision with area 2Ds will be reported. That's something we'll have to set up here. Cast to, okay, so this is, yeah, cast to 0, 0, right. Exclude parent enabled, collide with areas, and that's it. Alright, so once that's done, now we need to change the cast underscore 2. And do I really need, okay, so this needs to cast relative, okay. So maybe I don't even need to get the character node here, because the only thing I need to get is, well, I guess my character res dot get global position. So what I need is just to get, I don't need the character node for the other character, I need positions var my position vector 2 and var other position vector 2, and the my position is going to be my character resource get global position. That's straightforward enough. And then other position will be other character that get global position, and we'll cast to other position minus my position. That should work. Okay, so this will cast a node or cast array. Well, it will set the cast to, but then I need to force the array casting, I think, if I read this correctly. Array 2D calculates intersections every physics frame, and the result is cached. So you can, yeah. If multiple queries are required between physics frames or during the same frame, use forced raycast update after adjusting the raycast. Okay, so force updates the collision information for the ray. Use this method to update the collision information immediately. Okay, so force raycast update is what we're gonna do. In my character node dot obstacle finder dot force raycast update. And once that's done, we need to get colliders. Returns the first of the object that the ray intersects, or null if no object is intersecting the ray. Okay, so let's have a get collider here. And there will be, yeah, that's just a get collider on the same thing. So I'm just, maybe I should use a separate variable for this at the moment. Okay, so let's do this. Obstacle finder, it is a array cast 2D, and this is going to be my character node obstacle finder. So I can, this will be get collider, get underscore collider. And let's say if it's not null, so at the moment I'm just going to check if this works, so print debug collision found, And then we can just print the obstacle finders get collider. Okay. Fine. Alright. So yeah, let me change this to floating mode in a second here. So let's create a game, and if I create the game, there's no character node related to the resource. My character node not this should only okay, I made a mistake here. I only need to report an error when there is no node, and I was reporting the error when there was a node. So that was a faux pas here. What? Invalid operands int and object in operator equals other character equals 1. Oh yeah, I guess I should do values, because this is a dictionary, so for loop will go through the keys and not the values. Alright, let's try it again, I guess. Okay, so at this point we are fine. So we need another player joining in to test this out. Oh no, I don't. Why did I open a file browser here? So let's run. Now you could see all my secret files in there. Okay, so let's join the game here. Non-existent function cast to in base. Oh damn, because I'm so stupid, sorry. I was perplexed that this is a value, and then I used it as a, as a function anyways. Okay. I was so perplexed that it's a value that I accidentally used it as a function. Alright, let's get into this again. Let's... I don't really know why suddenly Godot is eating up like 800 megabytes of my video memory playing OpenSuspect and stopping me from recording on this computer. I have no idea what's going on. Alright, let's start the game. So, debugger, why are there so many errors here? I don't know. I need to check the output. So, you can see that as I'm moving further away, that character is disappearing. So that's kind of what I want to see. Now let's follow around here. And so these are the walls on this tile set, so let's hide behind the walls. And and the raycaster is not spamming collisions for me, so that's that is unfortunate. Obstacle finder does not find a collision for these walls. Now maybe the problem is in the map that I did not... Let's go back to our 2D view and let's go back to the lab here. So we have all these wall elements here, and I set the walls to have a layer... Maybe they should be masked on the vision occluder layer. Yeah, that's the problem. These are not the walls. What? Yeah, these are it's good. The walls are good. It's the walls that should be doing this. That's good, but maybe The layer is okay, so now you don't see it, sorry. Now you can see it, hopefully. So layer is the collision layers for all colliders in the tile map. See collision layers and mask. Okay. Mask. The collision masks for all colliders in the tile map. See collision layers and mask in documentation for more. Why are you so useless for me? The raycast. But it is on layer 16. That's at least in my understanding. Yeah, we are masking 16. Which is bit 15 for some reason. And then we are on layer 16. We are on the layer vision occluder. So what's the issue here? Other position minus my position. Okay, what if I just set, so for the purposes of debugging here, I'll just set the obstacle finder to always cast to, I don't know, minus 100, minus 1000, I guess. That's really far away. So if it's always just casting minus 100 in a minus 100 direction, that would mean that it should find the collision above. So let's start the game here. Okay, so it does not find. So 100 should be definitely like whenever I bump into this wall. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. So it's definitely not a problem with the obstacle finders positioning. Oh well. Oh no, I'm not doing anything here because there is no other character, so this loop never gets to run if I don't have another character in the game. Alright, let's have another character in the game then. Oh, what? I need to join, not create a new one. So let's start the game. Why does it never get to do anything? So there is... The problem is not with whatever I'm trying to achieve here. Obstacle Finder Force Raycast update. So I mean, I could maybe just put here a little red dot, which is, what the hell is this? P4 is in the chat. Welcome to the chat, P4. Good luck to your game development this weekend. Just dropping by to say hello, but otherwise it is time to sleep in my part of the world. Well, P4, have a good night then and sleep well. And thank you for dropping by. Anyone dropping by is welcome. And whatever you want to say in the chat, you can say it. And I'll try to respond. It's not just about the game development. We can talk about anything else. So if you are watching and in the chat, you can interact with me. That's the goal here. Okay. So that I put in there. Let's... Yeah, I guess that's kind of a stupid place to put a breakpoint because that's gonna happen a lot of times. Okay, now this won't happen until I have a new player in here. And of course now it's breaking. So let's step into obstacle finder, and other position is okay, that's fine I guess. Step over obstacle finder, force raycast update, and obstacle finder dot get collider. And of course nothing happens over there, so what is up with that? Collision mask, collide with areas. Are these bodies? I don't think these are considered bodies. Walls are not bodies. I don't think they are bodies. Collision, use parent, no. Use kinematic, no. Friction 1, bounce 0. The hell is going on with this? Okay, let's do something else. Let me just add a test node. It's going to be, yes, an area 2D. Area 2D for detection and physics and audio influence. Okay, create an area 2D. Add the child node, which will be the, what is this? Collision polygon, collision shape. And then let's create a new array shape, line shape, rectangle shape. I guess I can put this area 2D here. Let's make let's make a new capsule shape. Let's make it reasonably big. And let's get this raycast to -100, I guess, on the x-axis. Let's go to the scripts here and let's remove oh, maybe I can just put this obstacle finder and this whole thing out here. And this will not run if I'm alone in the game. So for raycast update, and well, I need to put this collision. Okay, we can maybe make it a little smaller here. Okay, and we need to change this to be on layer 16. Let's start the game. Okay, so now it finds the area 2D. Okay, the area 2D, it gave us the reaction we wanted. And I put this area 2D on collision layer 16. So that should not be an issue here. So let's delete this node. This was for testing only. And I can remove this part here too. So now we know the casting works, we know the force raycast update works, the get collider, everything. These seem to work. Now I'm guessing that maybe the walls, they aren't considered so these walls, they aren't the tiles, they are not considered an object or like a kinematic object. Tile maps are tile maps. And these don't, okay. Because the character is kinematic body 2D. The collision I put there, that's an area 2D. And walls are just tile maps. And this obstacle finder enabled, exclude parent, that's fine. Collide with areas. Collide with area 2Ds will be reported. Bodies, collision with physics body 2Ds will be reported. Maybe the tile maps are counted as bodies? Was this the problem? Okay, I kind of exhausted the other possibilities here, I guess. Collision found walls. Okay, so now it found walls, but why? Oh, maybe because, okay, it didn't, okay, yeah. I know why. It found the walls because, okay, so these are bodies, these are kinematic body 2Ds. Alright, so now okay, so now that I am here. Okay, so now, okay, this works. Fine, I was not expecting that to be the problem, honestly, but this was the easiest thing to fix. So maybe I should have tried with this, but I just could not believe that tile maps are bodies. This looks cool. Thank you, Delan Tomov, and welcome to the chat. I think it's the first time I can see you in the chat. Am I right? Okay, so that is done. So what I need to change here is now, instead of reporting the collision to the debugger, what we need to do is we need to hide the player. And that is other character. And this will be very rudimentary because I gave myself until next weekend to finish the alpha version of the game, so I just want to make everything that is in the alpha requirements to be done until that. So I'm not going to make this pretty, I'm just going to make it work. Oh yes, I am new. I saw that you were streaming from Foster and I decided to check your stream. Oh, thank you very much. Fostodon is a great and very interesting place. And yeah, I'm trying to gain some traction over there because I try to work on this game only using free software. Like I'm kind of, you know, in my free time at least, I am a free software enthusiast. I'm not only streaming free software. Recently I've been streaming only free software on this channel, but I will be streaming some non-free stuff soon enough. But let's not talk about that right now. Let's character dot. I need to get character. Get character what? Character node, I guess. Get character node dot. This is visible. What is the name of the? I always forget these kind of things. Visibility. Visible is just simply visible. Great. Dot visible equals false, and if in any other case, if there is, well, I guess we could change this. That is everything. It's nothing's there, then we make it visible. Else we make it invisible. So let's see. Let us see how this works out. So let's join, and I just broke my conventions that I name my character the server ASD. Okay. So the thing is that, okay, so when we are outside of the vision range, that's still working. There is nothing about that. But now, let me put this guy behind a wall, and bam! Okay, you can see that as soon as our midpoint goes behind a wall, I cannot see what's behind that wall. So this is very rudimentary. I will want this to be a little more sophisticated. Maybe I can so this is basically, this is what I want to be implemented. So I could just say that now we are done with the part that is required for the alpha, but because this went quite smoothly, I might want to implement it a little prettier. So, and how prettier, what I mean by that is that maybe, okay, so now this is the light occluders are doing a weird job here, but anyways. Okay, this wall does not, why doesn't it work? Okay, maybe, okay, so maybe I need to check all the walls here. So I guess, yeah, because those are, okay, those are wall tops, and the wall top I did not put on the proper layer, so I should put the layer 16 on the wall top, because some of the elements, so these are, the wall tops are used there, not the walls. I will have to revise the tile set a little, but so it was, the tile set was not drawn by me, it was drawn by my good friend Moxfolix. And Moxfolix lost apparently the SVG file, which is the basis of this tile set, so that's why I cannot change that at the moment. But once that we find that file, I'll need to fine-tune a few things here, but currently this should work nice, and maybe I will add a few tiny things here before I push these changes and make a pull request with it. And maybe it would be a better idea if these characters moved a tad bit faster, because even if we want the game to be slow, which I guess maybe we want for testing purposes, this speed is not much. Okay, let's run up over there with my other character too. So I just have to like lean on the WASD character keys here. So okay, now I can see the guy, and as soon as I get behind the wall, the guy is disappearing. So maybe we could just remove the light occluders totally once we have this implemented, because the light occluders, I mean, what's the point of in some cases, you know, see half the character and not see them in other cases, if we already implement this with the ray tracing? What we could use the light occluder for is like hiding the objects, like items, because that doesn't make sense. So if someone, the items should not be visible. But anyways, I keep the light occluders this way, and if someone complains a lot in the PR review, then I guess we can do that. And what I want to do is a little more sophisticated checking of the things. Like, I'm not just, so instead of just checking the exact position of the character, maybe we should have some leeway, like a little to the left, little to the right, and still let the character be visible. So how do I do that? I guess we need a boolean here, which will be where character visible. No, let's make it other visible. It's going to be boolean, and it will be false by default. And what we're going to do is, for shift in something, well, this is an empty array at the moment. Darius, welcome to the stream. Do I not sleep? Well, it is like middle of the afternoon. That I'm not sleep. It's like 4:20. I do not sleep at 4:20 in the afternoon. Okay, and I got some text message I need to reply to in a moment. About my evening program, about the evening appointments. I should sleep at 4:20 in the afternoon. I don't think so. I sleep at night generally. So we will also add the shift to this, and if I guess if there is no obstacle, then we will, yes, do that. And if obstacle, so this one will be other. Okay, I find it hard to articulate what I'm doing here. What I'm doing here is, if there is nothing in the way, then other visible becomes 2. And we're also going to exit this for loop, which is break I guess. And so this way, well, I mean, I need to have the what is this called? Vector to -10 0, and then vector to uh, 10 and 0, and then vector to 0 -10 and vector to 0 +10. So if we do this, then for every player we will do 4 checks, and not for the middle of the character, but still with a little offset. Maybe this should not be shift, this should be offset. It's much better word for that. Okay, so let's see if this will hide the other characters properly. So let me just join the game here from another instance, as I usually do. Let's enter. Let's start the game. And okay, let's move on the other side of that wall. And let's use the other character here. So when can I see the other guy on the other side of the wall? Never. And there is of course also the light occluder, which is in this case kind of superfluous and only seem to work in one direction, so I have no idea what's going on. But it's still... I mean, I guess because I am too close to the wall, so if I'm more of a distance from the wall, then I will have a better chance. Yeah, because the the ray cast is always cast from my kind of center point, which is somewhere around here between the two legs. Okay, so this is fine, I guess. But instead of just casually disappearing into nothingness like this, I should add some kind of transition. Maybe I will commit these changes, because this is something that works. So, and I mean, we changed a lot. We added the obstacle finder, of course. We added this physics process to actually find the obstacles. Added a collision layer. Yeah, I think git add and git commit -m. Players are hidden behind walls. Great. Git push origin camlab-map. So we will this will be available on my GitHub right away. This takes some time, but anyways, why does it take so long? Okay, it worked. So maybe there should be like a quick transition for the characters. So the characters should be able to like disappear into the void by just fading out. So slowly fading out instead of disappearing instantaneously. That would be something we could implement. First of all, let me just take a look at OpenSuspect. So what is exactly what I'm doing here? So this is for the alpha version. The lobby map is done, character modal. So this is what I'm working on currently. Adding the view distance and hiding the character behind walls. So view distance has been added, characters hiding behind walls has been added. Okay, so this part of is actually done for the alpha, but maybe I'll do fade out, fade in, fade out or something like that. So this extends game entity. So let's go to game entity and give this fade in and fade out options. What kind of functions does this have? Move. Ready, get character name, set network ID, set appearance, look direction, main character, network ID, set position. So I guess somewhere around here we can add fade in out and add the fade in. It's going to be a boolean, so if it's true then it will be fading in, if it's false it's gonna be fading out. And what we should do here is check. So in case we want to fade this character in, okay, let's pass here for a moment, and I need to add in a few things for in this some variables, which is var should be visible, which is going to be a boolean. I guess this will be true. And also there should be also a boolean for var fade, which will be false by default. And if it's going to be easy, if it should be visible, then we will, and it's not fully visible yet, we'll just add to the opacity, increase the opacity, and when the opacity, yeah, and if it should not be visible and in fade, then we will decrease the opacity, and of course if the fade is false, then we will do nothing. So that should be in process maybe. So what we do is if not fade this should be like not fade, let's fading, because it's in the process of fading. If not fading, then do nothing. And if fading, then what we do is check if should be visible. How do we control the opacity of a kinematic body 2D? Let's open character here and go to 2D. Visibility on, modulate, self-modulate. Show behind parent, no. Light mask material. Transform. Motion. Modulate the color applied to textures on this canvas item. Light mask, material empty. Z index doesn't matter. Is there no way to change? Do I need to modulate? No, that makes no sense. Is it this difficult to change the opacity of the kinematic body 2D? Opacity, let's see. What does it do for us? Canvas items. Okay, so canvas item. Base class of anything 2D. Material, show on top. Methods. A lot of methods here. So signal. Okay, let's just look for opacity here. Colors are assumed to be independent of the alpha value. Why is the stream not working? Oh, it's working. I don't know what's my... I thought that for a second that the stream is not working, but... Well, okay, so maybe I need to do a search for this. Change opacity of canvas item in Godot. If you want to use transparency as your example, you need to set modulate proper. Okay, you need to set the modulate one. Oh, modulate and set a color. Okay. There is no transparency per se. So what we need to do is modulate color, and I don't know, 111 alpha. So we need an alpha here. How do I get the alpha from the color? So I need to get the alpha from the color. Which is a float, and how do I get this? Equals modulate 3. Is this gonna work? Can I just what's your problem here? Modulate isn't declared in the current class. Oh, it's not a function. It's not a method, it's a variable. So what do I do with this? Thinking. Yeah, so I get the alpha, and if it should be visible, then I guess we can increase the alpha by something times delta, and there should be some kind of variable for fading speed, which is going to be an integer and equal to, I don't know, 5. Sounds good. Maybe this is not a variable, this is a constant. And what we do is we alpha plus equals fading speed So if it's a speed and this is a delta is time. So I guess speed is something divided by time, so I need to multiply this with delta. And in the other case, so else it's going to be minus something, and then also alpha equals minimum 0 alpha, no, this is going to be minimum 1 alpha, and also maximum 0. So it should be between 1 and 0. Maybe there is a more elegant way to do it in Godot, I don't know. And we change the modulation there, and we'll also, if alpha equals 0, then we are going to, yeah, it's double equals, I'm sorry. If alpha equals 0, then we are just going to set show equals false. No, it's not show, it's visible. And also what we need to do is should be visible if alpha equals 0, then we need to turn on the visibility here. We will assume that it was turned off. Well, we'll assume that it was turned off when it was turned to 0, so we'll turn it on here. Okay, so this is good, I think. But we need the fade in out to do something. So if we need to fade in, you fade in and should be visible. So if it should fade in and it should be visible, then return. And if we'll do the same if it's not fade in, and if it's the same, if fade in equals should be visible, then return, because then we don't have to do anything. Otherwise, we take should be visible equals fade in, and we'll also turn on fading equals true. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. And let's go back to the process function, because here if we reach 0 or reach 1, then we have to If alpha equals 1 and also should be visible, then we'll just simply say fading equals false, and here also I need to check, so if alpha equals 0 and not should be visible, then we'll also say fading equals false. So now we added all this in the character, rather, it is rather the, what is it, not character, this is the entity, which is something the character is based on. So we added all this fading in, fading out. So it's time to modify our game. So instead of saying visible equals other visible, we'll just do fade in out, and it will do the trick, hopefully. So let's just start the game and let's see if this whole thing works or not. So let's get into the game. Okay, we need to move these guys up there, and maybe the view. Okay, so we can see now there is some fading in and out. And it is actually quite nice, so I am having second thoughts. Okay, what is going on right now? What? Oh no. Yeah, I need to... The view distance, I will change the view distance, because this is just very silly how this whole thing works. So first of all, fade in, fade out works, so I will add in everything and maybe even commit. Should I commit this? Fade in and out. No, let's not commit this, because I want to do some further changes, and that will not warrant a separate commit, even though it looks good on GitHub when I have like 5 commits for one day, even though like all of them are just 2 lines. I don't need to do a commit, separate commit for every function. Okay, so we will remove the masking light, because this just doesn't seem to worth it. It's stupid, it doesn't work well, it's complicating my life. So I just removed masking light, and with that I probably broke a few things, so let's try to... Let's just debug the game. Where does it break? So masking light on entity. Yeah, let's... This was already stupid. Masking light put on entity, and then I put it on actually character. This was already a very messy solution, so... Nothing breaks. Okay, so this actually works at the moment. I removed that masking light from there. So that should result in the very simple thing of never getting out of view range. Yeah. Okay, so that works. Now we reintroduce the view range by normalizing the vectors that we use for finding obstacles. Well, I guess we could do something very hacky here, which is just measure the distance between other position and my position. Which is, how do I do that? How do I measure what are the vector2 functions? So methods. Absolute returns a new vector with components in absolute values. That's not what I was looking for. I need the length of the vector. Is there like a length function here? Length returns the length of this vector. Length squared returns the squared length of this vector. This vector runs faster than length, so prefer it if you need to compare vectors and need square distance or so. Okay, so we need length squared. If that's faster, that's what we're gonna be using here. That makes sense, that being faster because of Pythagoras rules. Pythagorean? I don't know what's the English pronunciation of that Greek guy who was playing with triangles. So, game. We can do is other position minus my position. So if length squared, is it work? Is it like that? Is the length squared? Yeah, it's just we give it okay. If it's far away, then it will fade out, so there will be a false over there, and then also continue. So length squared, alright, but we need to compare this to something. If it's more than, I don't know, what should be the viewing distance here? What is the distance between these 2 points? Oh no, I want, leave me alone. Where are my spawn points? So spawn point 1, 800, and spawn point 4 is 1560. So I think 800 should be at least that is, so maybe let's make it 1000. And 1000 is 1 times 10 to the 3. Can't I just use like a... Yeah, okay. And the square of that is 9. 1 times 10 to the 9. And if this is farther away, then fade out. Okay, so create game and join game. On localhost, and let's start it really quickly. And so I need to get far away. Okay, maybe this is impossible to get that far away because the screen is too small. Okay, I should have started with a very small value for testing. So let's make it this small. I am always making my life more difficult than it needs to be. Yeah, I made it too small, so now... But it works. As soon as I get far enough, the character is not visible. So I guess that answers the question. Now we just need to find a good compromise here. So I said 800 was, and then 1000. Okay, so the square root of 1000 is 30. Around 30. Square root of 10,000. Well, no, that's 100,000. Square root of 10,000 is 100. Square root of 100,000 is around 300 something. So that should be I don't know, this does not need to be perfect. It needs to be reasonable. It's just funny that the hat disappears before the body. Okay, so now distance. This is a very small distance, so we can increase this a little more. Maybe if I want to increase it 10 times or 2 times, then I need to increase the square by 4. So that makes sense. And now, okay, how far do I have to go? Yeah, this is kind of nice view distance, and we will be able to use something like this. So currently, objects or items are still visible beyond walls. So, but that's not strictly for the alpha version, but we can. Okay, so this will take some time while I go there. So please indulge me for a minute here. So I'm going to the other side of the map to pick up some. Okay, maybe it's actually faster if I just change the friggin' map. Because this takes so long to walk there. So ChemLab. I have this storage room which puts items on the map, and I'm gonna put it just right here. Just so I can demonstrate what I am trying to do here, and maybe it will work. Maybe it will work. So what I want to see is that, so you see these are the items here, and I don't want these items to be visible also from a distance. So I will have to implement the same thing, or behind walls or something like that. Maybe I will implement something like that. Thing is, if I pick up this item, okay, so the item is still okay because the item got reparented under the player. We cannot see the item floating around, but once I am here and put down the item appears on the other screen, which is kind of silly, but this is what it is. This will be, of course, probably something we need to change for the beta version at least, but this is not in the things we need for alpha. So what we need for alpha is exactly what I just did, is re-implementing the character model, including the view distance and hiding behind walls. That works now. Re-implementing the lobby map. There is already one linked pull request, so I did that already, waiting for review. If you have some time, join our project and review this PR so it can be merged in. Thank you. Also, we need to do the HUD prototype for gameplay actions. What I miss here is HUD should make it obvious which are possible and available, possible but unavailable actions, and should not include obviously unavailable options. So this is partially working, so picking up items that are too far away, those are not appearing, but there are few items, like for example the gun. Even so, Darius is saying, if you have time, join. Problem, no time. Okay, then let me rephrase that. Even if you don't have time, join. If you don't have time, make some and join. This is going to be my official stance. So last thing I really need to include is this, that when you use the gun, for example, or you have the gun on you as an infiltrator, the gun should have like the gun should know before you press the button whether it can actually kill someone or not. So that will have to be implemented. That's the last thing left unimplemented. And this resolve helpers.gd versus resources.gd. Maybe I will also have to do this, because these are all for the alpha, and the next week is the end of time for alpha. Okay, so I am satisfied with today's progress. So let's quit the editor here. Let's git status, git diff, what have happened. So scene load became steps 9, I don't know what that is. We removed the masking light, that's good. Masking light removed from everywhere. And re-implemented. Okay, so git add everything, git commit. And what is this? Finalized view distance and hiding behind walls. Well, this is just one-liner, so I could have just did git commit -m. Anyways, git push origin camlab-map, and I am logged into my GitHub, so got to join then. Why GPL3? Why not GPL2? Good question. I don't really know the difference between the two. I know, like, I know Linus Torvalds prefers GPL2 and Richard Stallman prefers GPL3. 3 is bigger than 2. I don't know. So it is GPL2. Okay, so PR. How did I do a PR here? Okay, so I could push this to the to a separate branch on the upstream, but instead I will just do a pull request straight from my thing. So this is going to go to OpenSuspect main from nice micro camlab map, and this will be chemistry lab and viewing distance etc implemented. This, so let's see. Maxwell X says at Maxwell X style set implemented. Maybe there is one problem that I should have done, is that removing the light occluders from the tile set, because now we're not using them, but I guess those can be dealt with sometime later. My first pull request will be about changing the license. You cannot change the license from GPL3 to GPL2 unless everyone agrees who contributed. Because GPL2 is not compatible with GPL3, but GPL3 is compatible with GPL2. It's always GPLX or higher. Moxlix style. So what is the point, what is the thing you don't like about GPL3 that you would want to change it to the GPL2? Tell me about it while I type in this, what is it, comment. Characters now don't see each other behind a certain viewing distance. Characters don't see each other behind walls. Resolves the remaining resolves the remaining point in issue number what? Issue number 38. 38. So GPL3 forces you to give back. I like that it forces you to give back. There might be other things as well, but my brain is turned off at the moment. Mine will be turned off in a moment too, because I'm going to make this pull request. And we are left with 2 more things until the end of this month to be implemented. It's a good pull request, you can see, because it's plus 959 lines and minus 29 lines. Okay, so we have now 2 pull requests. Please review this to join the team. I think it is in the matrix group we use is in the video description. So join up and let's meet over there. And I think I will finish this stream up. So thank you for watching. Give me a like on this video if you liked what you saw. And follow me on my Fostodon account, which is Fostodon/NiceMicro, I guess. What else do I need to tell you? I don't know. Thanks for watching again, and I hopefully will have a UFO game stream tomorrow, but you will find all the information either on YouTube or on my Mastodon account on Fostodon. And I will see you then. Thank you for watching. Bye.